Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. Government intends to enforce further provisions in the Firearms Act. Bullying in the nation's schools is receiving serious attention. And in our sport feature, it's a bountiful time for fans of local basketball. Thank you for joining us to our top story. Government intends to enforce further provisions in the Firearms Act in light of the number of cases where police-issued firearms have been wrongfully used. National Security Minister Brigadier John Sandy made the announcement during the launch of a program aimed at training officers in the fight against illegal guns and explosives. John Victor reports.
Government is sending a warning to police officers responsible for the illegal use of firearms. National Security Minister Brigadier John Sandy issued a warning to officers, adding that a closer eye will be placed on officers who used guns wrongfully, as well as any officers implicated in the smuggling of illegal firearms into the country. Minister Sandy made a disclosure during the launch of a training program aimed at providing skills to officers of CARICOM member states in the fight against the illicit trafficking of firearms and ammunition.
Government intends to hold the members of law enforcement to a greater level of accountability and make them answerable for wrongdoing in this regard, as we recognize that they are the ones who can readily access weapons, which in the normal course of things should only be used in the interest of the state. Additionally, our efforts at combating firearms trafficking do not stop at bringing the appropriate legislative framework to Parliament. This activity is transnational and cross-border in character, and therefore, efforts to address this crime require that states cooperate bilaterally, regionally, and internationally.
Also speaking at the launch, UN Representative Amanda Cowell highlighted the need for the provision of a legal framework to assist in the fight against the illegal trade in guns and ammunition.
Furthermore, these measures become even more powerful when supported by an adequate legal framework. How can we make these more adequate? By facilitating the harmonization of national legislation with international firearms instruments, thus ensuring a standardized approach to combating impunity in firearms-related cases.
Minister Sandy added that the legislation will be formulated after similar legal papers have been successfully passed in Canada and the United States.
This current sub-regional institutional training course is patterned after the one held in October last year and incorporates the following modules: human security, international instruments and legal frameworks, stockpile management and firearms destruction, disarmament, and youth and children in the context of illegal firearms trafficking.
The minister expressed the view that much can be achieved if Caribbean countries join forces in dealing with the challenge of combating firearms trafficking. John Victor, News 4.
When we come back, the Minister of Education talks tough on bullying in the nation's schools. Stay with us.
We are reporting from communities across the country. People are calling Nalis Libraries their library. Tell me, why is Nalis your library?
My library is where I can have fun learning.
My library is helping me earn better grades with online research resources.
My library is my gateway to the world of information.
My library is providing access to the differently abled. As a visually impaired person, I can envision limitless possibilities.
My library is making my world truly worldwide with free internet access.
My library is helping me keep an eye on my health with access to the virtual health library via the Nalis website.
Nalis is my library.
Now, if you are in a flood-prone area, move your valuable items above expected floodwaters.
Construct flood barriers to prevent water from entering your home or building.
The next big problem that causes flooding is the dumping of garbage and appliances by the river. How much times we'll say to put the old stove and fridge by the river bank? Listen, it's going to create even more flooding.
Here are some other precautions you can take.
Turn off gas and electricity. Unplug all electrical appliances.
Put dangerous liquids like strong chemicals and flammable liquids in a safe place and close those containers tightly.
Place important documents, passport, deed, birth certificate, in waterproof containers or sealed plastic bags.
Common sense now. Park your vehicle in an area that will not flood.
Secure pets on higher ground.
Have an emergency plan for your family or business so you'll know what to do beforehand, where you will go, and how you will deal with the flooding situation.
That was some real good tips, Dee. But at the end of the day, flooding takes place. And if indeed you become a victim of flooding, here is the hookup. You need to contact your regional corporation or the ODPM at 800 ODPM.
Great, Jason. Remember, damages caused by flooding can be minimized. So let's plan and prepare.
In order to safeguard our family, our community, and our country.
A message from the Ministry of National Security, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management.
Welcome back. Addressing the issue of bullying at the nation's schools is said to have captured the attention of Prime Minister the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisasa. The issue has come under the spotlight in recent weeks with a number of attacks taking place at schools across the nation. Education Minister Dr. the Honorable Tim Gopi Singh said the matter was something Cabinet was looking with behavioral experts as they look to provide or seek to provide a solution to schools administrators and teachers. Kimberly Ramkalawan reports.
Finding new ways to curb the issue of bullying at the nation's schools. Several initiatives are said to be on the table as the Ministry of Education looks to address the problem following several attacks on school children in recent weeks. While bullying is said to be the root of a multiplicity of problems, government realizes the need to implement a multifaceted solution. It is for this reason Education Minister Dr. Tim Gopi Singh made the announcement that talks were ongoing with behavioral experts from the University of the West Indies in bringing about preventative measures in the classroom.
We are working now with the University of the West Indies. Minister Dikoto and myself have been privy to a concept of conflict management and conflict resolution being widely done in the United States at the moment, and teachers are now being trained in the process of dealing with those, including bullying, and we are implementing those policies that we have found very relevant to Trinidad and Tobago.
The minister noted that detecting the problem at the early stages would assist in reducing the issue of bullying. He added that the subject had become a matter of great concern for Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasa and the Gender, Youth and Child Development Minister Verna St. Robes Greaves, as well as the rest of the cabinet who have been deliberating on the issue with a view to come up with solutions.
We at the ministry will be moving actively to train our teachers and principals in the process as well. That's one aspect. We are now also introducing the values in education at the primary school. The morals, values, ethics, citizenry development and character development, which will have a direct impact upon the process of behavior in schools and preventing dysfunctional behavioral patterns.
One of the new initiatives on the cards will draw from the Circle of Hope program, which is utilized in the United States. Minister Gopi Singh said that government was looking at establishing centers at the various regional education districts as a means of providing support for students and teachers at schools.
We will be working with the local school boards and through the communities to get parents more involved in the entire process, and the Minister of Gender, Youth and Child Development has brought before Cabinet the implementation of community visitors and community social workers who will be working within the communities and the NGOs and the CBOs to help to detect problems and or prevent problems and detect problems in early situation.
Recently, government launched its National Student Hotline, a support service targeting students and children who are faced with abuse and bullying. Children are urged to call 131 or 800-4321. All calls are said to be free and confidential and are accessible 24 hours, 365 days a year. Kimberly Ram-Calawan, News 4.
The 10-day National Mentorship Camp at Presto Presto has been deemed successful by the Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Colin Partap. He was speaking at the ceremonial closing of the camp, where he announced that the mentees who underwent the training are now ready to move on to the next stage. Verna Bath has the story.
Building Vision, the theme of the 10-day National Mentorship Training Camp, which came to an end after having impacted scores of young persons. Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Colin Partap, says the initiative is in line with government's priority to fight crime.
In light of the government's crime-fighting initiatives in the area of intervention and prevention, this is indeed a timely and appropriate.
Minister Partap adds that the young persons who were part of the program were exposed to training in community uplifting, among other key areas.
I am advised that this 10-day live-in camp provided a non-threatening and empowering environment where the mentees had the opportunities to learn by doing and enjoying the process of discovery, through the process of discovery. I am further advised that the camp philosophy was to embrace and respect differences in ethnicity, culture, religion, family structures, community of origin, and other personal characteristics.
He adds that preventative intervention was the main focus of the initiative.
This is a way for everyone to be involved in the mentoring process, and this helps to improve our country one person at a time. While mentoring programs are designed primarily for the benefit of the mentees, camp participants can also enjoy rewards as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the involvement of our country's youth in antisocial behavior and its implications for the future of this country in terms of its social and economic well-being have made preventive intervention a key strategy in our quest to give alternative avenues to our national youth.
Minister Partap says additional programs have been introduced to develop the conduct and behavior of the individuals.
The ministry has successfully engaged a number of stakeholders in the development of innovative programs targeting our youths. The National Mentorship Camp was therefore another cog in the wheel of several months of hard work to make sure that our national mentorship program is built on a stable foundation. Its focus was on the development of the mentees' positive self-conduct and sense of belonging.
He adds that the interactive sessions are also designed to address critical areas such as self-control.
The camp contained a number of interactive activities which encourage leadership, team building sessions, self-control, cooperation and coordination, empathy, and responsible behavior. This was indeed a laudable program, and I congratulate all the organizers for their knowledge and foresight.
Verna Barath, News 4.
When we return, youths have the power to change society.
I'm Anil, lifeguard for 7 years from Niaro, and this is my co-worker
Ria, also a lifeguard at Niaro.
Now fellas, I know all love to come to the beach and grease down and puff up your chest and your abs, come out for the ladies, but always get carried away and want to go far and big. And when there's all again difficulty, Ria have to come rescue you.
You understand? After they want my number, chatting me down and tell me they're going and fake the jungle so that I can come and save them and give all your mouth to mouth. People No faking. It's not no joke. It's a serious thing.
And our next thing, what somebody like to do is come with alcohol. And you know alcohol and salt water do mix because it impedes your judgment. You would think that you're the greatest swimmer in the whole sea and want to go far away, and when they get in trouble, who are the car rescue?
Ria.
So people, listen to your lifeguard.
Because you all have a responsibility to be safe.
We are reporting from communities across the country. People are calling Nalis Libraries their library. Tell me, why is Nalis your library?
My library is where I can have fun learning.
My library is helping me earn better grades with online research resources.
My library is my gateway to the world of information.
My library is providing access to the differently abled. As a visually impaired person, I can envision limitless possibilities.
My library is making my world truly worldwide with free internet access.
My library is helping me keep an eye on my health with access to the virtual health library via the Nalis website.
Nalis is my library.
Homo sapien, we'll call him Mark. It spends its days trying to attract a mate. Success. What follows is a series of celebratory actions unique to this species. Every Homo sapien has their own way of displaying themselves to attract a female. But things don't go according to plan.
Where do you want to go?
No water, no love. Pay your water bill today.
The Water and Sewage Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Water security for every sector. Deliver it. Sustain it.
Thank you for staying with us. The youths of the nation are being encouraged to take their roles seriously as they hold the future in their hands. The comments came from Education Minister Dr. The Honorable Tim Gopi Singh, who said that they have the potential to change society if they are empowered. The minister was speaking at AmCham's National Youth Productivity Forum. Kimberly Ramkalawan has the story.
Young people are being urged to stay far away from society's ills such as criminal activity. That's the advice coming from Education Minister Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, who says that young people today have the potential to be catalysts in society as the future rests in their hands. The minister was addressing students at AmCham's National Youth Productivity Forum, which gathered the participation of sixth form students from schools across the nation.
Use your talents to help your fellow young people, your peers. You, more than all, can get through to them through peer counseling and motivational talks. Use your great innovation to find ways to deal with the problems of bullying and abuse that plague your peers, for you can truly make a great difference right now and change the course and destinies of other young people who may be victims of these social ills.
He called on parents to take their role seriously in raising children in a world filled with negative influences.
To the parents of all the students who participated in this program, and the ones who won, and all who participated are winners, as Mr. Lafoucault said. I say the nation is greatly appreciative of your dedication to the task of parenting, which is so sadly lacking at so many times and in so many occasions. I know it is not an easy task raising focused, goal-oriented children whose trademarks are diligence and social conscience in today's world, especially with the preponderance of negative influences of the internet age in which we live.
The minister commended AmCham for the initiative, noting that it helped to instill positive attitudes and attributes in young people.
The aims of this project are as noble as they are patriotic and inspiring. AmCham, I am informed, seeks to demonstrate to the students that the business community is genuinely interested in their development and recognizes them as the catalyst for positive change. They want to foster among the students a keen comprehension of global issues facing our societies, countries, and world, as well as the interconnectivity among the major stakeholders in society, business, government, labor, and civil society, and a deeper understanding that they, the students, can and will play a part of the solutions to these problems.
AmCham thus sought to engender in the students the art of critical thinking, innovation and research in the competition, with the underlying belief that as the future leaders of Trinidad and Tobago, they must fully comprehend their crucial roles in taking us forward. I salute your efforts. And I say the pride you feel today will only be maximized as your children one day become the citizens that you are, patriotic, dedicated, and the foundation of our great land.
Kimberly Ram-Calawan, News 4.
Sport is up next when we return. Stay with us.
Informing and educating the nation, especially the young ones, about water, how it's won and processed, and how it should be protected are just a few of our major responsibilities here at the Public Education Center. The enjoyable learning environment, cultivating conservation habits, developing healthy relationships, and giving our public an appreciation of the environment in which we produce water. WASA's PEC, the region's only public education center on water.
Never leave items like MP3 players, portable DVD players, laptops and briefcases on view inside your vehicle. It is an open invitation for a thief. Don't leave them on show. If you cannot take them with you, place them in the trunk of your car. Remember, crime prevention is everyone's business. A message from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Civilian Conservation Corps, CCC, now recruiting candidates for its upcoming cycle. Join our training program, military-led, national in scope.
Environment conserving, disaster response training, flora and fauna preserving, and life skill training. If you want to do better, change your life over. Civilian Conservation Corps has opened doors. You like plumbing? You like welding?
Call us now at 625-4CCC. That's 625-4222. Or contact us at the CCC office in your region. For further information, check us out on Facebook. Search for Civilian Conservation Corps. The Civilian Conservation Corps, getting youth ready for life.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
It's a bountiful time for fans of the local basketball. Immediately following the completion of an entertaining Super 10 championship, the North Zone Basketball Commission has started its competition at the Jean Pierce Sports Complex. News 4 Sports was on hand for Tuesday night's round of matches, and Wayne Cunningham has the highlights.
Game 1 on the second night of competition in the Northern Basketball League featured the University of the West Indies versus Beetham Raptors in a second division encounter. This match got off to a slow start, with the first points on the board coming from the free throw line. The first point from open play also came courtesy UWI. UWI's coach, Barry Stewart, was not impressed with the slow rate of scoring and called in his men for a chat. But it was the team from Beetham Gardens who came out hottest after the timeout. That only served to get UWI upset. They responded with this bizarre three-point play. Then they followed that up with these. UWI romping away to 31-18 halftime lead.